Another major day of primary elections is set for Tuesday as voters choose which candidate will appear on their ballots come November. President Trump has promised a red wave amid his push for Republican candidates as the party hopes to expand their majority in the House and Senate. One America's John Hines has more from Washington.
As the fall midterm Senate elections approach, Republicans could be in an historic position, says the man in charge of electing and re-electing Republicans to the U.S. Senate.
If you look at the map overall, it really is kind of a historic context. You look at the number of seats that are up for election, roughly a third of the Senate up for election every 2 years. This is a little bit different this year, though, because you have a very high number of Democrat incumbents up for re-election. In fact, it's the highest number of incumbents from the same political party up for election in decades.
That may be an understatement. From Colorado Senator Cory Gardner, chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, or NRSC. According to some political analysts, this may be the worst map for Democrats since direct Senate elections first began in 1914. In November, Democrats will be defending almost 3 times as many seats as Republicans.
And we only have, a handful of Republican seats that are up for election. Of the, the 8 or so seats that are up for re-election that are Republican seats, you only have about 2 or 3 that are, sort of defensive concerns.
Defensive, which means making sure the GOP holds the open Bob Corker Tennessee seat, the Jeff Flake Arizona seat, and the Nevada Senate seat held by incumbent Dean Heller, who's seeking re-election.
In fact, I think Dean Heller's running an incredible campaign, doing a good job. Nevada is a state that Barack Obama won by double digits. He won re-election with single digits, and then Hillary Clinton barely won. So you've actually seen Nevada move from left to right when it comes to presidential elections. And Dean Heller won at the same time Barack Obama was winning in 2012.
And Dean Heller is the only Republican up for re-election in a state Hillary Clinton won in 2016. That compares with 10 Democrats running for re-election in states that Donald Trump won that year.
The states that Donald Trump won, you've got 10 of them, and then you have about 5 of them that he won not just by a little bit, but by a lot. The states of Missouri, Indiana, North Dakota, Montana, West Virginia. Then if you get all 10, of course, you've got Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania to round out the 10 seats that are currently held by a Democrat incumbent that Donald Trump won.
All states where Democrats will play defense, and in many cases against strong GOP candidates, like, for instance, Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley, who is facing incumbent Claire McCaskill.
I think what happens right now with the incumbent in Missouri is a feeling that she's not representing the state of Missouri. That's what Josh will exploit. He's going to talk about his support for tax cuts. He's going to talk about his support for regulatory reform. I think this will be an opportunity to really contrast somebody who is for new opportunities for Missouri, somebody who's voted against them.
We'll hear more tomorrow about GOP Senate midterm election prospects in the second half of an exclusive interview with NRSC Chairman Cory Gardner. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.